Hello my fellow and soon-to-be maniacs out there, this is your favorite webcomic creator and animator, the Chainsaw Maniac here with another edition of Coffee and Chainsaws. A segment where I talk about a lot of various different topics, whatever's happened in the weeks, in the months that has passed by, everything that's on my mind, rambles, rants. So if you guys enjoy the content that I do and you would like to see more, I suggest you head on down to that like button, subscribe and ring that notification bell to be notified of anything else I do on this channel. So yeah, it's been an interesting few days. I got challenged by, shout out to the homie Tam Animations. This person decided to challenge me in my domain as an animator. Now, I'm not going to pull any punches back. So I told this kid, look, you're not on my level yet. Now, I don't mean that in a really put you down type of way. I just mean I know where I'm at in my skill level, I've seen what you can do, and you're not there yet. But I accept the challenge out of respect for a fellow artist. Okay, let's go ahead, let's go at it. But just know that I'm gonna smoke you. He's been talking mad shit. And so I was like, cool man, keep talking that shit. I'm gonna show you what I can do. But don't be surprised when I pull out something crazy because, you know, people always underestimate me. It's weird how people underestimate me. And in a way, it's kind of weird as well that I've never won anything, but I'm very successful as well, which is very weird. It's like, I'm a very successful loser. I always lose in terms of tournaments or competitions and stuff like that. Excluding the Discord event that we had where we did the comic thing, but I had a whole team with me. It wasn't just me, you know. But I am still the champ, you know. I'm the champ Discord, the Discord champ, you know, over on Evenings Discord. And everyone calls me king as well as master sometimes. And that's fine, you know. I accept the praise. But yeah, you know, it's gonna be something cool. It's also gonna be some content for TikTok and my Instagram because I did it in a form of like a TikTok challenge. So like, you know, there's like dance challenges and stuff like that. So I did it in that type of form. So it's very interesting because I never got a chance to animate any type of dance before, or you know, so I don't know like what it's gonna come out as, but so far it's been looking good. I've picked some really simple movements, but it's not necessarily the movements, it's the aesthetic and also the character itself, something that I want to play with here, so I get a chance to experiment. Now Tams, I'm already done. I'm almost done with the final. Like I've done the rough's done. I'm almost done with the final line work, and then I'm gonna do the fills and special effects, and obviously I'm gonna add some cool background shits and stuff like that, you know. So like it's gonna be a cool little thing. I have a cool little idea of how I'm gonna really you know, bring this animation to life and things I can do with it. So yeah, Tams, it's gonna be a tough run for you. I'm sorry I had to give you all the smoke. So like you're gonna really you're gonna get it. So unfortunately that's just how it is, my man. Sorry to kind of blast a fellow African like this, but I mean, you asked for it. You're talking mad shit, you know. You even insulted the homie boy here. So like now it's personal. So now we gotta end you. We gotta clap you up with some animation. That's what we gotta do. Yeah, but otherwise that's what's been happening. Also, words in terms of the anime, it seems like it's going through, like things are actually working out pretty well. I don't know if I've talked about it in the last video, but yeah, they approved it. It's like getting done. City of Clones has heard it, like it's more or less done, which is no surprise. It's kind of like the shortest comic I kind of have right now. It's like 3 episodes, but it's kind of like short form in a way if you had to actually put it in the animation form. So there's Kill Heroes as well, and then there is obviously the Merchant with Nitrous. Kill Heroes is also on the way. Probably end of March I'll have season 2 done. In terms of it, like layout and paneling, like the planning parts, I'll have that done, and then I'll just finalize it. Hopefully I can do that by the end of June, because there is also new developments in my life that I kind of have to take care of at the moment. I can't really speak about it right now, but we'll see how it goes with that. Yeah, so I might actually be much more busier than I expected, not only with work but with life stuff. So you will still get regularly content from me and stuff, maybe streams as usual. I'm planning to chop up my streams and put them out as like segments and stuff like that, like stream highlights and stuff like that. So I'm planning to do that again because I did it way back, but I don't know why I stopped. I think it's just because I got really busy. But I think next week I'll do a stream highlight because I have that really cool bagel story I told on the stream. a really weird and fun bagel story. And yeah, so I kind of want to bring that to life in terms of like the streaming highlight stuff, but kind of edit it together, you know, make it something fun and then put it out there and just, you know, have some fun with it. So that's something that I also plan to do in the future. So another thing that I kind of want to do is a Blender video describing my process on how I actually set up my 3D scenes so that they kind of match my 2D style in terms of the comic books, in terms of the characters like within the comic books and how they stylized and how to get your backgrounds, your 3D backgrounds specifically to kind of get it near the stylistic choice that you chose for your characters and maybe your background choices and, you know, theme choices and stuff like that. So I kind of want to go through that and just show you guys cool and easy things you can do with just like simple shader nodes and stuff like that you can just quickly throw together and actually just get a background done with very simple shading nodes, like nothing really complex within, because Blender itself is really complex. There's a very steep learning curve, and I know it can take quite some time to actually learn it. But I'm going to try and make it easy for you guys. Now, if you haven't already picked up Blender, it might be a little bit harder because you're going to kind of learn the basics and stuff like that. And I'm not going to teach you the basics. I'm going to go straight into how exactly you're going to set up this node structure and stuff like that. Maybe as I go along within the tutorial or within this video that I plan to do, I will just, you know, hint at things that I do or things that I would do to make things, my process itself faster. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I'm going to go into, and how to make it more efficient, and also not kind of make a whole mess about your thing, and actually keep it clean, keep it like reusable for your next scene or your next big comic or something like that, so that you can actually take those things that you've learned or those things that you've created, actually reuse them and just adjust them to whatever comic and style, whatever you plan to do in the future. So I'm planning to do that. And also I have a bunch of assets that I plan to also put up on my Patreon and Ko-fi. Hopefully in the future I plan to do that as well. So if you're not, you know, on the Patreon, you're not on the Ko-fi, you're not going to get those assets. So I suggest you head on down there. I'm not been very active on that, but I plan to actually get a bit more active on it sometime in the near future, not right away. So obviously I will let you guys know as soon as that happens, as soon as I upload the new 3D stuff. So maybe like on Patreon, I do like a monthly thing where if you subscribe to a certain type of tier, you get a certain like asset pack that I've created, you know, for your comics and stuff like that. So maybe something like that. And you can also use this asset pack for like animation, like stylistic animation stuff. And yeah, maybe it will help you guys on your, you know, artistic journey, you know, make things easier for you hopefully, and also inspire you to do your own little asset packs, your own little cool little 3D assets. So maybe getting that asset pack will actually give you a bit more insight on how I actually do things and how I put things together. And obviously what I plan to do always with my assets and stuff that I always keep out is try to make it simplified and trying to make it the process easy enough for like anyone of any level of like artistry to kind of figure it out, so that it isn't quite difficult for anyone, you know, so anyone can pick it up, use it, and you know. So that's what I plan to do in the future. That's coming soon, actually near future you can say. And then I'm also planning, I'm still working on my anime intro for Kill All Heroes. That's also being worked on in the back, but that's only coming out near the end of the year sometime. And then there's also obviously the ending of Kill All Heroes. I gotta finish up that whole comic by the end of this year. That is my goal, at least, that I hope I can do that. Or at least finish season 2, and then maybe I can, you know, finish the last season up by the beginning of next year sometime. But I really plan as a hard deadline to finish everything by the end of this year. That is my goal, and I'm been kind of like very earnest with it and kind of pumping that shit out. So hopefully it gets done when I say it's gonna get done. Otherwise, hopefully everything's going well with you guys, you know. Yeah, hopefully you started the new year off very well. Hopefully you started, you know, picking at those goals that you try to do in terms of like artistry, like animation wise, maybe comic wise. Maybe you didn't start a comic yet, maybe you didn't start animating yet, maybe you want to get into animation, maybe you want to get into comics, you know. Maybe you don't know about webtoon as much, maybe you don't know about like any other webcomic platform. What I always say is just get started. Don't worry about like, because I know some people, you know, what happens is, you know, younger artists or wannabe artists, so they like want to be an artist and they want to get paid for what they want to do, and they want to enjoy what they want to do, and they also want to enjoy the process and all that type of stuff. So they want to have a job that they can actually enjoy, so that, you know, it doesn't feel like they're actually working a day in their life, as you know the saying goes. But work doesn't work that way. You see what I did there? But work doesn't work that way. So even if you love your job, you're gonna have deadlines, you're gonna have clients, you're gonna have a whole other corporation. That's if you're not like starting it up yourself. Obviously there's other ways you can start it up yourself, but even then there's still obviously the stress of actually getting it out there, stuff like that. There's other challenges that come with that. There's always going to be challenges. That's the thing. There's no easy way to do this thing, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Because I know a lot of people, they think it's like one and done and boom, you're famous. You know, it's not that. That's not that easy. Okay. It also depends on the country and like the industry within that country, like the animation industry, comic book industry. Maybe, you know, nowadays we live like in a digital village right now, a worldwide digital village where you can just access anything at any time. So, but some people just don't have the means to that. But there's a lot of factors that factor into that. But at the end of the day, if you really want it, you can get it. That's the thing. If you really want something really bad and you work as hard as you can, you will definitely get it. Okay, the only thing that's stopping is yourself, to be honest with you. And you probably heard it 1,000 times by many different people in your life, but to be honest with you, look, I'm the best example of that, to be honest with you. Look at me. I'm living in South Africa. I haven't grown up in the best of circumstances. You know, I grew up in a very poor household, so to say. Obviously my dad, you know, worked as hard as he can, and he got to the level where he is now. We actually, you know, live in a pretty decent household now because of his hard work actually. But you know, we weren't really, you know, we weren't even close to middle class at the point. And you know, ever since I got my job, it's been easier now on my parents as well as me and like my family now, because you know, we kind of put our heads together and we kind of live in the same compound, so to say. So like it's easier to pay the bills that way. And you know, we just worked smart. You know, we worked with what we have, and we just built what we wanted to build and did what we wanted to do within that time, and you know, figured it out. You know, and now look where I am. I'm a professional animator. I'm doing what I love. I have a really cool animation team. You know, I'm getting an anime done for myself. Like there's a lot going on right now. There's many other things I can talk about within my life, but it is more so personal. I don't really want to bore you with those. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things happening in my life right now, and I'm really thankful and grateful for that. But the thing is, you know, I didn't just fall out of thin air. I kind of had to really work to get where I am today. It's not really easy. A lot of working, a lot of praying, a lot of, you know, just getting at it, you know, getting that grinding. And you know, a lot of people say the full-on grind mindset is kind of toxic. In a way, it can be if you're kind of very delusional. You know what I mean? You kind of have to be delusional in the sense that you kind of have to believe in yourself to a diluted level, but at the same time, you also have to know your standing. You have to actually know where you are and your place when you can't be too deluded. This is one chick. I remember, I think it was on Ethan Becker's channels. He talked about this chick who she was so like really up her own ass that she thought that she deserved a place at Disney. She deserved this like position and whatever. And you know, work isn't bad, but it's just that mentality. It's just the way she went about it was just completely wrong. When you kind of have to humble yourself to the craft itself, you know, you can't really just like, you know, but at the same time, you also have to believe in yourself, and you also have to kind of really fake it till you make it, you know. I tell myself every day that I'm amazing, I'm awesome, and I'm the best, you know. That's what I tell myself every day. And every day I wake up better than I was yesterday, you know. And that's just because of the mindset, you know. I believe I'm the best, therefore I am getting better. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is just the mentality I have. Remember, my goal is to be the best animator in the world. It's not a small goal. It's not like a very, it's like one of the most craziest, like outrageous, like out there goals. You know, some people would just settle with being a good animator, but me, I want to be the best. Like I want people to look at my name, and I want them to shit themselves at how awesome I am. That's kind of what I want, okay? Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be famous. I just want the glory. That's all I want. But I know, you know, with the glory comes, you know, a lot of baggage and stuff like that you kind of have to carry, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, I know what I have to do to get where I need to be. I just need to work my fucking ass off. Even if no one knows my name, you know, the people in the industry will know your name, you know. It's not that, because, you know, kind of like, I watch anime and stuff like that. I don't know who animated the shots, but when I watch some anime, I'm like, God damn, that's a really cool animated shot. And I'll go look up that person's name and be like, oh, damn, this guy did that shot? Shit. it's kind of like an industry thing, you know. Within the industry, you will kind of be like, your name will be up there, and that's kind of what I'm aiming for, you know. When your peers can acknowledge how fucking cool you are. But you know, it's very weird. Like, as good as I am, I'm still the underdog. People still underestimate me, which is it's hilarious sometimes. Like, I'm like, and yeah, I don't know. It sounds like I'm kind of up my own ass here, but I know where my skill level's at. You know, I'm not like up there with Aaron Blaze yet. You know, I'm not up there with like Yutaka Nakamura yet. You know, he's one of my favorite animators, but I'm not up there with those guys yet. Those guys are actually fucking, they godlike with the animation, and I'm not there yet. In comparison with skill level and stuff like that, I would say I'm halfway. You know, I'm almost halfway, I would say. But to be honest with you, I don't think I'll catch up until they're dead. Like, that's how it normally goes, right? If they are as good as they are and they keep improving every day, it's gonna be pretty hard to catch up, you know, while they're still alive and actually still doing their craft. You know what I mean? The only way you're going to surpass them is when they're dead, and actually take a deeper look into their work and see how you can really surpass what they have already accomplished. You know what I mean? So like, and that's why the student will always be better than the master in the sense that you live on through your master. You know what I mean? You take what he's learned and you kind of figure out new ways to kind of bend and merge this craft with like new things that come of age, you know. And like now with the invention of, I spoke about this the last time, like AI, you know, how will the tools be utilized, and like the new, like certain like new methods will come about now. Like, not only that, I mean, if you've looked at the tools we're using even now, like Blender, you know, remember back in the day what 3D software really was, you know, what animation software really was. You had to pay for it. Like this, there wasn't a free version, you know what I mean? It was very limited. It was limiting in the sense of access. You couldn't access it as like some random kid just like, you know, just drawing away at home, you know. You couldn't just like open up your computer. I mean, computers weren't even there at that time, you know, or you barely could afford a computer. You could barely, you know, get this like big ass box head computers, you know. Those giant ass computers, and like, you know, those could barely do anything. And you know, like, look how far we've come now. Look at the tools we can use. Look at like how accessible everything is. That's why when people complain on how hard things are, like, I am amazed at how fucking lazy they are. You guys don't understand how easy you've had it. Like, especially like the younger generation, they don't understand how easy it is now. It's very easy. And even the older people right now, people who refuse for some reason to actually adapt to the times. It's like, you don't have to struggle anymore. Like, there are easier ways to do things now. There are accessible ways to do things now. You don't have to struggle anymore. It's easy now. Or at least it's easier. It doesn't mean you have to give up on your fundamentals. It doesn't mean you don't have to push yourself when it comes to your fundamentals, because you need those building blocks to actually enhance the tools and enhance the new developments that's coming. You need those fundamentals. You don't have to give up on that. But what I'm saying is, when you're already really good and you're still fucking using a light box to fucking animate your stuff, like, my guy, like, what? What are you doing? Like, you're wasting time. There's easier ways now. And that's why I always respect Aaron Blaze. I've watched his streams. He's always looking at the new best thing. He's always adapting. And that's why he's one of the best. That's why he's still gonna be one of the best. And yeah, I mean, he's still kicking, you know. He still has live streams. This guy is still going. And you know, that's what I inspire to be. I aspire to be someone like that who never gives up on what he wants to push or what he wants to do, or what he plans to do for the future. You know, I plan to actually innovate or do something that can actually help artists or people in the future. I plan to actually put that energy out there. I want to do something for them, because, you know, this industry has been very kind to me. You know, a lot of things that I've learned from here, not only just in animation, but just life stuff. You know, I've learned through animation, through learning the craft. So like, there's a lot here that I'm very, you know, there's a lot here that is very dear to me and that I enjoy doing. So, you know, that's why I'm very amped when I want to animate. That's why I'm very amped when I want to work on a new project. That's why I want to always push myself. That's why I always want to keep going, because, you know, there's always the new best thing. There's always more to do. There's always more to learn. And so that's why I always want to keep going. I always want to keep pushing. You know, I'm not the fastest learner, as I've said many times. So like, that just makes the push even more greater, because I have to do that, you know. And it doesn't matter how much repetitions I have to do, it doesn't matter how much times I have to do it. If I have to get it, I have to get it. And you know, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take. I enjoy the process. I enjoy the journey itself on getting there, but I do enjoy the results at the end as well. So you know, when you can just step back and see your work and realize, goddamn, I did that shit. And then, you know, 5 years later, you look at that same work and you're like, I can't believe I did this shit, you know? Yeah, it's really cool. I don't know, I just enjoy seeing myself improve. I enjoy seeing others improve as well. It's one of my favorite things to see, to always look back on new artists and see how far they've come within 5 to 10 years, or, you know, even a few months, like just to see the major improvements that they've done. So yeah, shout out to those guys. It's only you stopping yourself, you know, unless you die, then that's, you know, that's not really your fault, you know, unless you were the cause of your death. Otherwise, it's out there. You just gotta reach out and grab it, okay? So this is your second reminder to ring a notification bell, you know, hit that like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye everyone.